about that, more about the connection between wellness and the outdoors. What does the research tell us?
So we know that the wellness trend is quite well established within society and the consumer. We're talking about people that are looking for an emotional connection. Now, this could be projected in a number of ways. It could be to try and find a sort of meaning or something spiritual, that just to try and find that escape. And the link to landscape and the environment is that immersive kind of bubble that you can put yourself into, that you can then channel all these aspirations and experiences within. So, it's being within the forests and, it's just sort of being able to disconnect from the busy lives that people have every day.
The activity side of things and the kind of things that we do outdoors are important as well, aren't they?
I mean, if you think you could have anything from undertaking like sort of skills courses and sort of learning something new, and that is a form of sort of wellness, if you want, because you could take a writing retreat, like a creative retreat, or you could learn something practical like dry stone walling, or doing some volunteering, something like that. But there's also the challenge element, and Scotland's very well placed because of the landscape and the weather. If you're doing, say, a long distance route, cycling, walking, or sailing, those kinds of things, where there's a certain level of exertion, that combination of challenging landscape and that added element of challenging weather adds a new dimension to it all, and again provides a new window to be able to experience new things.
As of next year, we're going to do something something unique, and it's called School of Herbalism, and it's really focused on the Gaelic roots and a love of the land, and through herbalism, so learning more about, in this case, medicinal plants, which are abundant in the Highlands, if you know what to look for. And the real purpose of those retreats is really reconnect to that sort of innate feeling that we all have, but most of us may have lost, is know where you are, and know the history of the land. Just something amazing happened a couple of weeks ago. We found a small patch of twin flowers at Allerdale. Now, twin flowers are very rare, but they used to be quite common. And we're having its genealogy researched, and it could be that plant is connected to twin flowers that grew there 1,000 years ago. So just imagine the history that you can connect to that little plant that flowers every so often by researching that and protecting it, and maybe create circumstances that it can thrive again. But in the course of 1,000 years, just realize what's happened in the Highlands. And you can connect all those storylines to people who are looking maybe for a reconnection with their own heritage or where their ancestors came from. So the love of the land, the knowledge of plants around you can really connect you to your own roots.
Certainly believe that people are starting to realize there's a way to kind of tune out of all the tech and all of the hustle and bustle, but you can do that in a way that fits your lifestyle. So if you're a family or maybe you're retired, there are so many gardens and activities out there that really accommodate to anything and everything you're interested in, from yoga in a garden center to a nature walk through the woodland for the Snowdrop Festival. So there's really something for everyone.
Creating a community, because that's what people want, and wellness is very much about connecting with other people.
Absolutely.
And those relationships, the importance of those relationships. And I guess what you're doing is very much tying people together.
It is, and certainly we're looking at kind of almost providing those opportunities to see, a whole day out, what they call a cluster experience, or, to go out and experience more than one aspect of a garden. It could be have a morning stroll through one of your local gardens, have lunch at the tea room down the road, on your way home, stop at the local pub that, really focuses on local produce. And it's really just connecting that, and it helps communities grow, and we're wanting them to grow for the domestic, benefits, but also that international kind of tourism opportunity to really pull in and help those communities that need that extra boost in the economy to really succeed and continue to grow.
What kind of feedback do you get? What things do the visitors say to you after they've spent time with you, particularly about that connection with nature and outdoors that they get from being up at Allerdale? We'll start with you, go on.
Well, to be honest, it's sometimes very emotional. So we're very fortunate to welcome people from all over the world, but most recently I had a travel agent from India, and it was a full moon. We were standing outside with the whole group. She started crying. She said, "I've never seen moonlight like this," because of air pollution in where she lives. Like in her whole life, she'd never realized that this is what moonlight can look
Supposed
like.
to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's not even at the extreme of the reaction that people have to nature. It's or to stay at Allendale and reconnecting to nature. It brings out something in you that is almost quite ancient, and quite amazing. Yeah.
What sort of things do you get feedback from your visitors?
Certainly, it's kind of the family-friendly activities that are really starting to gain a lot of attraction, and it is just that element of get the kids outdoors, get them exploring. They learn so much when they're outside, and they're kind of have that school of nature. It really is a whole new element that we're really trying to kind of push for our members through the activities and the events that they're planning. And certainly, if maybe you're not the nature kind of going person, well, there's technology now that is a really good introduction to that world. There's a great app called Candid, and that app allows you to explore gardens and woodlands through audio tours or facts and help you find, make the most out of your day out through that side of the experience.
You can entice them through their phones
bring
to
them
get outside.
through, yeah.